What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It 100 with Gissel and Victor. As always, this is your host, Victor Ortega,
Giselle Ortega.
and we're here to keep it 100 with you guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in another week, sitting down, chatting with us with hopefully your favorite alcoholic drink.
Yes. Cheers.
So, cheers, as always.
What do we have here?
We have
We have some Buchanan's.
some whiskey, right?
Buchanan's. What is it called?
Buchanan's Deluxe.
Deluxe or gold or whatever.
Something like that. But it's good. Smooth.
With some Sprites for me, and then
Some coconut water for me.
He's bougie today with coconut water.
Some bouginess. But I like whiskey. I don't know why. I like whiskey with coconut every chance I can have it. Normally I rather like have it when I'm like in a tropical atmosphere. Like maybe Puerto Rico, like
Punta
the beach,
Cana.
yeah, like Punta Cana, Clearwater, something like that. But it's different, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it fresh today. So
Yes.
let me take another sip.
Oh, you liked it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put some lemon.
We got a really good bartender now. But as always, guys, we want to go ahead and keep it 100 with you guys. So this week we wanted to go ahead and talk about a little bit about the word confidence and about being confident, because I have a feeling that that's a big word that not everybody understands or not everybody knows where it comes from or knows how to apply it in their daily lives, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like it's something that maybe we can share a little bit of knowledge to people, and maybe they can see our perspective of things, and maybe they can understand and maybe relate a little bit more to us. Because at the end of the day, I feel like you need to have confidence to do whatever.
There's people that don't know what confidence is. But let's pull up the
real meaning,
definition.
the real definition.
The Webster's Dictionary definition.
Give me a second.
Confidence. What do you guys think is confidence?
Yeah, let us know what you guys think.
What do you guys think
your
is
own words.
confidence in your own words? Whether you're watching live or watching the replay, let us know.
Well, confidence is the feeling or belief that one rely on someone or something. Firm trust. I guess that's in a noun, but
Let me see.
I guess that's a noun. I don't know.
Confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities.
So basically, it's how you feel about your own abilities and qualities as
your
a
God-given
human,
abilities and qualities.
Right, things that nobody can take away from you. Right. So
that's confidence.
Let me go swing right into the first question. Actually, I have it over here now. We switched it up.
Oh.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna take a quick picture here. And the first question is do you believe that you're a confident person? Like, do you believe yourself that you're confident?
I do. I feel like 95% confidence. There's that 5% insecure.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty big.
But when I say, yeah, I feel like I've come a long way, because when I first started in real estate, I was very, very, very insecure, and I lacked a lot of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that hurt me a lot in the beginning, because confidence is everything when it comes to real estate.
So
if you're not confident in your own abilities, then who is going to want to do business with you?
Right. Who's going to
want to put their biggest investments in your hands?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
If somebody is in front of you and you're about to buy a house or sell a house, and the other person on the other end is like, you feel that they're like shaking and quivering and not confident, then I would just get up and leave. Like, no, you're not helping me.
Well, you just get up and leave.
I wouldn't get up and leave, but I'll be like, I won't make them feel any type of way.
You'll
But
be like, I'll call you back. I'm gonna call you
I'll
back.
politely leave.
It's like, I'm gonna call you back whenever we're ready.
Yeah,
Because we're not ready.
right.
So you would say that you weren't confident before when it comes to real estate, but now with time and experience, and you believe you are.
Are you asking me just in real estate or confident person
In general, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't have to be in real estate. Yeah, I get it that you have to portray it more in real estate, but I just ask in general. Like, are you a confident person? Yeah.
I feel like I am a confident person, and it's taken me a long way to get here. A lot of, getting to know myself and be more spiritual and getting closer to God. I feel like that's helped me be more confident. But like in my teenage years and in my 20s, I wasn't very confident.
You wasn't very confident?
I had a very low self-esteem, and it was just, I wasn't confident.
Okay. So I mean, I don't know if I want to go in that here. Like, what do you think made you realize that you weren't, and then that you had to be confident, or maybe that you changed from not being confident to confident?
You mean like if there was a certain
like a time period that you were like, just like, forget about this?
But what about you? Are you confident? Do you feel like you are?
I think so. I mean, I gotta be confident we do this, no?
I don't know.
Because some people might get nervous to be in front of the camera. I mean, I was nervous in front of the camera at first. I still am a little bit. But, you got to have the confidence to step out of your comfort zone. And even if you mess up with confidence. Because I feel like that's how I've been doing in real estate. I've been messing up with confidence.
I don't let you mess up, though.
Right. But when I say mess up is maybe I didn't get the listing. Maybe I didn't get the contract, But I'm doing it. Like, I'm confidently doing what I got to do. And if I fail, then I fail confidently. That's all I mean.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you could do.
And I do believe I'm a confident person.
Do you believe you're a confident man?
Yes. Confident person, man. Yeah. Is there a difference?
Like outside of real estate?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That as a person, I've had to be confident throughout my whole life. Well, most of my life, I would say. As I would say, especially when I left Puerto Rico, that's when I had to be the most confident in what I did, because I've been learning English throughout, school years and all this. And then I left, and it's like, now you gotta do, what is it? Talk English every day. You gotta be, I don't know. When I went into the Marine Corps, I went into a world that, was disciplined. So, it's a big adjustment. So you have to have the confidence to kind of like, do what you know, and be humble enough to understand what you don't know, and to kind of slowly try to build that own confidence, because nobody else is going to build it for you. I don't think, or at least I don't think so.
No, that's true. Who else but you?
Right. No, I'm trying to pull up the questions here, because I have more questions for you. Because there's always something, or there's always somewhat that makes you feel more confident than other times.
What do you mean?
So I guess my question is there a place where you feel the most confident? Like, is there a location where you feel the most confident? Then when you're there, you're like, listen, there's nothing that's going to take me down. Like, you'll see
I would say I feel really, really confident when it comes to negotiating for my clients.
Okay.
Like, it gives me this like high, like this feeling of like I can take over the world.
Okay.
And it's like a great feeling, because not a lot of people have that skill. So it's like, and I can use that skill for something good. So I feel like there is where
That's
I feel
when
more
the
confident.
most confident.
Yeah.
I feel that back in my corporate world, like when I was there, I felt super confident because I knew everything inside out. Like I was running the sales floor like it was, a sales floor, and I felt like I had to dress nice, and I had to wear suits every day. What's the same with real estate, I guess like every time that I go to the office, that makes me feel a little confident. We go
Mm,
to the listing presentations, that makes me feel a little confident because it's stuff that I'm getting used to and getting out of my comfort zone. So
yeah. The more you do things, the more confident you
right,
get.
right, and it's what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? It's challenging to kind of get out of that.
So
Like
what?
I'm not confident mode or something, not feeling confident.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, it's like it's like repetition. Like the more you, like you said, the more you do it, then
Yeah.
it's easier to get out of that zone faster.
Yeah. And I feel like everything in the beginning stages, you're always gonna be a rookie at something at some
Right,
point. So the best thing is just to mess up as much as you can in the beginning, and
right.
then you're gonna get it. And once you get it, you're gonna be so confident at it.
And now let me ask you this. Let's go in the opposite side of things. Let's go. Have you ever felt, or was there a moment that you felt insecure? Was there a moment that you felt insecure about something, about someone, about I don't know, a
Yeah.
moment, a
So,
situation?
growing up, when I was growing up in my early 20s, I was always very insecure when it came to like, you know, guys. Simple as
Okay,
that. I was a little
let's keep it
insecure.
100.
I was a little insecure. So, and it's not, now that I look back, it's a matter of like the way I was treated or allowed to be treated in that relationship made me feel insecure. So now looking back, I'm like, I was dumb, but
So you
things
basic,
happen.
so you basically allowed yourself.
I allowed myself to be in situations because I didn't know any better. I know a lot of women can relate to that. And I allowed myself to be very, very insecure. When you are at an insecure, like low point, you make bad decisions.
Yeah, that's true. Um,
What about you?
when I first started real estate, like when I first like keeping it 100, like when I first started real estate, because it was what's the word I'm looking for? Threatening, maybe
Mm-hmm.
threatening. It was a big challenge, or so. I was used to selling, $100 vacation package, $200 vacation package, $300 vacation package. Now I'm selling $300,000 worth of a property, 200,000. I don't know, whatever, 500,000, 600,000, whatever it may be. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got a little intimidated. I got a little, what's the word? It's not intimidated. What was the word that I just said? Um, insecure.
Insecure.
Insecure. That's when I felt the most insecure because not only did I had to learn like how to sell something new
Mm-hmm.
and learn it quick, is the fact that in the back of my head that if I didn't learn how to do this quickly enough, then I wouldn't be able to put food on the table and pay my bills at the end of the week or at the end of the month. So
It's a
that
lot.
was
If it was easy, anybody could do it.
right. That I think that's what
This ain't for
attributed
the weak.
to my insecurities at that point. But you've built me. We've worked together long enough. We've been to what is it? We've had many failures that we continue to this day to learn as the days and the weeks passes. It's a brand new year. We still learning new things. Like it's all a matter of adjusting.
Yeah, everything is a matter of adjusting.
Um, what about what are in your opinion, what do you think is what made or what attributes to your confidence? Like what do you think in your opinion attributes to your confidence?
I think one of the things that attributes to my confidence, and it's the most important one, is I pray a lot
Okay.
and I talk to God a lot. So whenever I didn't have like confidence or I had a lot of insecurity issues, I prayed to God, God, please show me what confidence is. Show me the way, show me the way, show me the way. And then slowly but surely, I started like telling myself affirmations in the mirror. Like, even when I didn't have any clients, I used to be like, Giselle, I am a realtor. I am an expert at what I'm doing. I am successful. I started telling myself these things until I was learning to believe it.
But it wasn't just that, because people always think that you just say affirmations and things just happen.
No, you have to put in the work, obviously. But when you start telling yourself daily, like, I am this, I am that, and you start feeding yourself positivity,
Right.
and you start feeding yourself, like, you're putting yourself at the top, even when when your eyes can see yourself at the bottom, it happens for you slowly but surely.
Yeah, I agree. And
What
that
about for you?
um what attributes to it?
Yeah.
I think the fact that I feel like always in my life I've come from behind. Like I've always been the underdog on things, like I don't know why I feel like that in my life, because I've, played baseball and I've won championships, but I feel like
Nice.
I've always been the quiet kid in the corner, put him in the corner type of person,
Don't put baby in the corner.
Right, you don't put baby in the corner, or nobody puts baby in the corner. Um, but like I always felt like I was, that quiet kid that people might think, this guy, he doesn't play baseball, and then the next thing you know, he's fucking like boom, hitting the game winning hit or some shit like that.
Hitting the home runs.
Right, like some shit like that. Like that. I feel like I've always come from that. The same way with school, like when I don't know why it was, and people still to this day don't believe me when I tell them that I graduated with a 4.0 GPA out of high school. Like
He's
it's hard
smart,
to
smart.
believe. Like it's hard to believe. Oh my god! Like no, you like, or it's rare to hear like, oh, you graduated 4.0 out of high school. Yeah, I graduated 4.0 out of high school.
That gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, so it's like, the fact that people think one thing and then I come out of left field completely
You like to surprise them.
right. It's like, whoa, you're telling me I can't do it. Like, watch me, type of shit.
That's your motivation.
Same thing with like when I started working at Bluegreen. When I started working at Bluegreen, that was my goal, was to become a manager before the age of 30.
Oh.
So when I joined, I was 23, maybe 22, or just turned 23. I don't know. And I made it my yearly thing to actually either every 6 months or every 8 months or every so change positions into something bigger, something better, something that will pay me better, something that will have better hours, something that would
you always had that ambition.
make something better out of my life. Yeah. Until I actually hit the manager role that I wanted 2 years sooner than what was I expecting to hit it. And at that point I realized that was the top, that was the ceiling,
the
that
end
was
of
the
the road
roof,
for you.
that was yep, the map, the road map wasn't as clear after that. So yeah, I had to I feel like all the experiences in my life I've attributed to how confident I feel nowadays. Yeah.
That's a great story.
Thank you. um Now, in your opinion, is confidence something that you can create?
Definitely 100%.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're born with, it's something that you can create at any point. There are a lot of self-help books, self-growth books
What do you got in
that
your
I could
mouth?
put. Ice.
Oh, I'm like,
There are a lot of self-growth books that you guys could like read. I can put it in the when we put the caption for the replay, I'm gonna put a couple of those. Pray, like I said, talk to God, and just do it. Don't overthink it. Even if you are doing something new, just do it, mess up. The only way you're gonna learn and be confident is by doing stuff.
yeah. Um, I gotta go back to the question.
What about you? You think you can create confidence?
Yeah, of course. I always used to tell my associates when they were selling vacations on the phones and they were not sounding confident. It's like I just want them to like. I always used to tell them just talk to them like you talk to your neighbor, like you talk to your best friend, like you talk to
Mm-hmm.
your brother. Like sound confident, sound like you don't care. That this is your thing. You do this every single day. So it doesn't matter if you decide to buy with me or not. I'm still going to sound the same way over and over again. Um, so I saw a lot of people who applied it and ran with it. And, you couldn't tell that it was their first day on the phones and they were selling.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could see how they progress through the times.
Yeah.
And then you see the people who cannot create the confidence, cannot act a certain way. They cannot act to be confident, and those are the ones that would kind of fade out after a while.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but I think that you can absolutely create. Um, you can create confidence. I mean, there's no question about that for sure.
Yeah. So if you're not confident right now, have no fear. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna be confident forever.
You got one. You got
It
one
just
more day
means that
tomorrow.
you have to learn how to create
You
it.
got one day after another. You got one day after another. You cannot. What is it? What is it? You miss 100% of the shots that you
You
don't
don't
take.
miss. Yeah, that you don't take.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Take.
Yeah, because that didn't make
Yeah.
sense. And it's true. You with anything, whatever you're desiring to do, if it's YouTube, if you want to create content, if you want to sell real estate, if you want to sell knives, if you want to be an entrepreneur, open your own business.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who want to do like what they truly are passionate about,
You love.
but they don't want to do it in front of other people because they don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
Who cares about other people?
Do you think that I care right now that you guys are judging? Because we all know you're judging back there.
No, they're not.
You're judging back there. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Good or bad, you're judging back there. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like this is what I want to do. Like I want to share this content. I want to share this live with you people. I want to share the knowledge that I have. Maybe you learn something from me. Maybe we'll learn something from you.
Yeah,
I learned
because we don't
Gissel.
know. We don't know what we're doing, but
right.
we're learning as we go.
I honestly, I feel like I've learned more from Gissel doing this live, asking her questions than the whole 3.5 years that we've been dating and married and all that.
Really?
No, just kidding. Yeah. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of substance that goes in this life, a
lot of keeping it 100.
Yeah, like we keep it 100 because it's not always about real estate and work. Like we do that and we enjoy that and we make a living off of that. But at the same time, we have a lot of experiences, a lot of other things that we can attribute and share with people that that might learn or not. Whoa, we have Jesus here. Confidence
Hi, Jesus.
It's so scary to take the leap, but do it.
I agree. Let me see that one.
I took the leap from being salary employee with Fortune 500 to 100% commission.
Yes, and you're killing it.
Never look back. Never look back, homie. Never look back. Were there any moments, personally or professionally, where you realized that you had to be confident?
Yes. When I got laid off and I had to jump in full force in real estate and I did not know what the hell I was doing. So I had no choice but to be confident.
Right.
And that took some courage.
It does
because when you have not sold one house, and you're trying to help that first client, I think that's the most difficult because you have to take out confidence from where you don't have the confidence. And this is where it's important that you use the people around you and your resources to
have a coach,
to have that confidence. Like, okay, I haven't sold, but I'm hungry and my team has done this and this and this, or just use your
or I haven't sold, and with that reason, I'm gonna put 100% of my energy on you and make sure that you as my client are taken care of with whatever needs are, because these other agents, they're too busy to take care of you, take care of your call.
Yeah.
So I have all the time in the world to make sure that you're taken care of. So
Yeah. If
that's the reason why you need to hire me as your agent.
Yeah, if you have a mix of confidence and coming from a place that you want to help people, then it should be easy breezy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the same kind of sort of the same situation when I got laid off, but to me it was weird because we were in a pandemic, so we were in lockdown. We were getting, I was getting bank from unemployment. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was making more unemployment than I was making in my salary job.
Dang,
And
I didn't know it like that.
yeah, no, and it's not like. And like I told you, at first I was insecure. So in the beginning, I had to have the confidence to like take the test and fail it because I failed it once, and actually take it again, pass it, even though I get super anxious and nervous when it comes to tests. But then after that, it was like, I have to be confident, or sorry, not that I have to be confident, but it was like I had to basically shift
Yeah.
my mindset. I had to create it. Like I had no other choice. Now, is there any advice for any of our viewers, young, old, um, girl, boy, other gene or what is it, all the generals that we have out there? Any advice that you have from them if they're lacking the confidence that they would like to like maybe know a little bit more?
I would say if in whatever you're lacking confidence in, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in your career, whether it's in whatever it may be, just stop having analysis paralysis and be ready to fail at whatever it is that you're doing. Just throw yourself out there and you're going to get the hang of it. Practice makes not perfect, but progression over perfection. Progression is going to give you guys the confidence that you need.
Yeah, no, my advice, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. And I don't mean
that doesn't mean like
be,
lie.
Yeah, that exactly. That doesn't mean lie. That doesn't mean to misguide anybody. I'm just saying, fake it. Like, be confident. Act confident. If you act confident, you will do confident stuff. Another thing that
and if you're not, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you're not confident in your relationship, it 100% out of the times. No, I'm not gonna put 100% to anything, but 90% out of the times is things that you're creating in your head. So if you're not confident in your relationship, it means that it might be not that the other person is doing something that's making you feel not confident, but it's you yourself that needs to, you know, make those changes.
Yeah,
because
no.
it's not what I can't find the words, but what I'm trying to say is like don't be so quick to leave a relationship just because you're not confident. Work at it, talk to the other person, tell them how you feel. If they're the right person for you, then they're gonna make you feel more confident, do the things that they need to do. But you also need to make those changes
I
because
mean, that person needs to make you feel like yourself.
yeah,
Period.
as long as you can feel like yourself in any relationship, then that relationship is right for you.
Yeah.
But if you have to feel like you need to be somebody else, and that's where the lack of confidence comes
No,
in.
and I was gonna say, like, find what makes you confident. Find it. There has to be something that you're good at, that you're confident, and just do it. If that's painting, paint. If that's I don't know, building a driveway in a house, do that. Like, if that's remodeling the kitchen, do that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is that you do that makes you confident, do it. Like, if me, for example, I love and I love the way that I feel and how it makes me feel when I dress up. When I put a nice suit on, when I put a nice tie on, nice shoes on.
That's a good example.
And I look at myself in the mirror and I say, dang it, you look good. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. That makes me do good. That makes me excel in what I do, and I feel on top of the world
Yeah, I
when I'm
feel
like
like
that.
as a new agent, if you're a new agent out there or you're in any position that you're new at, I feel like you need to dress up the way that it makes you feel confident. Not everybody feels confident in a dress,
Right.
but if you love the way you look in a dress, wear more dresses.
Right.
If you love the way you look in your suit, wear more suits. Because when you look good and you feel good, you're gonna
You do
do
good.
good.
Yeah. And you dress up for the job that you want or the job that you have. And you, as a realtor, if you're out there, dressing as a bum, and guess what? You're gonna have bummy clients, or you're not gonna have any clients whatsoever. So again, if you're a realtor, you're out there trying to find 30-day jobs. That's basically what it is. You're trying to find a 30-day job out there. Make sure you're dressing the part because you never know when it's interview day. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch it up because I think the reason why I picked the subject confidence or the word confidence is because you can use it both in real estate and in a relationship. Like you got to feel confident within yourself to be able to be in a relationship. And I feel like when it comes to either buying, selling, or investing in real estate, then you also have to be confident into what you're doing, into whatever plan, into whoever you're hiring for that job. So I wanted to kind of dig into the real estate confidence subject, and I'll start with this question because you're a homeowner yourself. You've been a homeowner since what? 2012?
2016.
Oh, 2016. You got here 2012, right?
2009.
Nine. Never mind. Got all my dates messed up. I got here 2012.
Que no beba más.
I got here 2012. Anyways, 2016, you became a homeowner. But let me ask you, were you confident in your purchase back then when you first became a homeowner?
Was I confident when I first became a homeowner?
On your purchase. Were you confident on your purchase? Or did you have buyer's remorse,
Listen, I didn't know what I was walking into. All I knew was that I was going to stop renting. But while I was in the process, what are you doing?
I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm listening.
while I was in the process, I was not confident at all because I didn't know.
But why?
Because it was unknown.
But your agent didn't because we, and I'm gonna take you out of your story for a second. We, as real estate agents, when we have a first-time home buyer, we try to walk you through every step. Like this is how we do things. This is how you do the process A, B, C. Once we're in that step, after we tell them, once we're there, we're like, hey, this is where we're at. This is what is expected to you within the next couple of days. Like this is what you need to do next. So did you even have that, or maybe you didn't have it, or maybe she wasn't?
I
she didn't portray the confidence.
I feel like
because you had me as your agent. So.
Maybe she did I'm not gonna compare her to me but it was just I was used to renting for 20 something years. It was something new for me. I didn't, even though she explained everything to me, I wasn't confident in what I was doing at the time.
What was it?
I just knew that it was something good and I had to trust the process, but I was scared. I was a single mom. I didn't know anything about maintenance. Now I had to take care of everything on my own. I had to fix toilets on my own. I had to if there was a leak, I had to figure it out. There was all that.
The commitment.
And the commitment. I'm a Sagittarius. We are very free and we don't like contracts or commitments and stuff like that. When it comes to
But let me stop you because regardless, if you were signing this mortgage,
I'm just telling you
for
how
30
I felt
years
at
or at least for a year, you're still signing a contract. You're still committing to something.
I know, and I know, and I know that that's what the a renter right now is thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was like that, so it's like I'm keeping it 100. I was like that, so I know how someone else might think like, oh, I feel comfortable, because that's how you feel comfortable, because you're always used to it. So you feel comfortable renting.
Yeah. I felt
And
that
and can't nobody tell you nothing different, because
I
that's what
felt
you're
that
used to.
the
Your parents are used to it. Your grandparents are used to it. Everybody in your family is used to
Yeah.
it. So it's like, I'm
it's
used to
it's
it
passed
too.
down from generation to generation too. So it becomes part of your DNA actually. Like um and ¿qué te iba a decir? Like it's hard to commit, but at the same time it's like knowing what you know now, do you feel confident that maybe you could do better for other people? Like now that you went through it yourself, you're a
Oh
realtor
yeah.
yourself.
So
Like, are
now,
you confident that you can kind of not have people think the way that you were thinking back in the day? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because of everything that I went through when I was buying, I know exactly what other people might be thinking and might be fearing. So I try to make it as smooth as possible for people, because I know that it could get overwhelming.
Yeah,
So I explain everything very thoroughly,
especially with
and I'm
this market.
always, if I have to hold your hand, I'm gonna hold your hand, because it's like, it's scary. You're
Mm.
going from the unknown to something
And
new.
not only that, but in this market, like when you bought and when I bought, it was a complete different market. I guess when I bought, it was kind of starting to kind of shift slowly, not crazy like now.
When you bought, it
I
was
was
still
still
a
a
good
great time.
market. It
No,
was a
straight
great
great time.
market.
No. Like I'm not comparing to what now or last year at all. But I'm saying it was a complete different market, meaning it was a buyer's market. So you have more options. So it made it harder for you as a person to decide which one's the best house, which was gonna give me the best terms as a buyer, because as a market at that point. So who was gonna give me the
Oh,
best terms for me as a buyer?
when I bought, the house has 0 days on the market,
Oh, I know the story.
and I got the seller to pay all my closing costs. And I just negotiated the whole thing. Now it's a whole different market. You cannot even
Yeah.
say the word
Closing costs.
closing costs, because nobody's
Your
gonna read
your
your
offer is gonna go.
email.
Your offer is gonna go from
Yeah,
here.
as soon as they read that part, they're not gonna read anything else.
Yeah.
So
And I guess those the things that you were feeling before the purchase.
what do you mean, what part?
Uh, that you say you didn't want to commit, that you felt, that you were taking a blind step basically because you're
Yeah,
not
because I
guided.
wanted to like move around. I wanted to have the freedom to like, I want to, if I rent here for a year and I don't like the area or
Right,
whatever,
you can leave.
or the neighbors or whatever, I can move to another place, another area. And I just like the freedom to have that.
Right.
But at the same time, I didn't want to have the increase every year. And
No,
it's
not
like,
only that, but it gets tiring after a while.
yeah.
To move in every year, like a year goes by like that. Let's keep it 100. A year goes by like that, and you're moving in, and you haven't even unpacked some boxes when you already have to pack again to leave because they already raised the rent $300 to $400.
Right.
And then you gotta find a new place. You gotta pay first month's rent, last month's security deposit, whatever prorate is there a prorate, and you gotta spend money on a U-Haul. You gotta spend money on boxes. You gotta spend money on movers if you're gonna hire movers.
You can't paint the house sometimes. You
You
have to
can't paint
paint,
the
if you
house.
want to paint the whatever, you have to paint it back.
You gotta get it back to the color it was.
Sometimes you lose your deposit.
If let's say if you can't hire somebody to help you, and it happens to fall in a weekday that you're working, guess what? Now you're not working because you gotta move. So now you're missing days of work.
Right.
So it's like all these things happen every 12 months. And moving is not cheap.
Not only that, but a year goes like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That by the time that you're unpacking your last box, you're like starting to pack all over again because you gotta go. Because you gotta give it a 90-day notice.
All right.
So you basically have 9 months to live there to actually move into the
And
new
you
place.
have to deal with a new landlord. You don't know what type of landlord they're gonna be.
Right.
It's just too much.
And I guess it's normal for you to feel like that because it's something new, your biggest purchase, you didn't know what was going on. But how did you feel afterwards? How did you feel after the purchase? Did the feeling were the feelings the same? Did the feelings
No, I
change?
felt amazing. I was like, I even told my realtor at the time, like, I'm so happy because there was a time that I was gonna back out too, because I was just like, I don't know if this is for me, blah blah blah.
And mind you, she got $15,000 in
I got
first
15.
time home
At
buyer
that time,
assistance.
they were giving $15,000 for first time home buyers. So I was like, cha-ching. I needed it at the time, but it was it was an amazing feeling getting to the closing table and like having that freedom, and then being able to refinance and getting the private mortgage insurance off, and
I want to
just
do.
seeing my equity grow and being able to claim my interest on my taxes.
You bought at this? You bought the house at this price?
I bought the house at 210,000,
210, right? And right now, how much is worth?
like 370.
370.
That's like
Let's do quick math. Quick math. 370 minus what?
210.
210. Mind you, that she's already paid off. Or we've already paid off some of the mortgage or whatnot. That's that's on equity, just
Yeah.
on equity.
Hey, that's lobster money. Hey.
Punta Cana money. Hey. But that's just equity. That's not money in our account, guys. Don't
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get it
yeah,
twisted
yeah.
now. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Um, let me see. I forgot. I lost my piece of paper. I wanted to put it back on me for a second because I don't think I felt anything. I felt more insecurities after I rented my house than after I bought it and I lived in it for a bit.
Were you confident in your purchase? Did I make you as a realtor feel confident in your purchase?
Yeah. I fell in love with the house. I knew about you told me about the inspection, how many days I had it on that. You had the right person for my inspection, which
Did you know what to expect every step of the way?
yeah, because I was with you, so you were explaining it to me.
So there were no surprises.
Yeah, no, like when the offer got accepted, I remember you have a video of me crying because I was going through a lot around that time. Um, my offer getting accepted, like having them pay for closing costs, like I remember everything. I remember Jesus, which I don't know if he's still here with us, but Jesus helped me out with the loan, and I think we got clear to close in like 21 days or something like that. 20 days, something
I
ridiculous.
think
19 days, I think it was.
I thought it was 11 days.
It was something ridiculous. It was
It
quick.
was
It was quick, but mind you, Jesus works quick, but I work quicker because every time that he asked for something, I was like, "Here you go."
yeah, he was the
So
best client. He was
Here
the
you
best
go.
client ever.
Before he was done with the word, I need documents. I was already there. So at the same time, I felt confident about it when I bought it. I felt confident after I had bought it because it was a great house, a great purchase, great neighborhood, great backyard, great space. You can't find that nowadays with the new constructions. Almost, I think it's over a quarter of an acre, and in the 32837 area.
In Hunters Creek.
Like, yeah, who has over a quarter of an acre in Hunters Creek? This guy right here. Like, and I felt more insecure after I rented it because I don't know if you remember when I put it up for rent because we were living together already because of COVID. I stopped going into the showings because a lot of people were like, "Oh, but this, but that, but this, but that, but the
Yeah.
color, but this. I want to change this."
If
I remember
you,
somebody
yeah,
asking for the tree.
Yeah.
To remove the tree. I got a huge tree out in the front of my house. It's a renter wanted me to remove the tree.
If you are a landlord, if you are yourself a landlord, do not have that direct relationship with your tenant just
bad.
because you might love them, they might love you, but at the end of the day, like, there comes a time when lines are gonna get crossed. So you want to have that person in between
and
you and them.
and it's gonna get crossed on their side, not from yours, because you're always you as a landlord. You understand, you have respect, and you have an expectation already set. But they're the ones that kind of like cross that line, like, "Hey, I'm your friend," like, "Oh, like."
But I feel like there's also some landlords that might cross the line too. And if you are a tenant too, like you do want to have that middle person as well. Just because you want to have
You want
that
to protect yourself too, yeah.
professional, connection and relationship, you don't want to have that personal. When you mix personal and
In
and
business,
business, things get a little
um,
intertwined.
yeah, no, and those people made me feel super insecure
So
about.
Denise said no more alcohol for you.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, those people make like everybody that went to see the house and pointed out some bad stuff, like cracks in the windows. Like, yes, I understand the windows were, or the window was a little cracked, or there was a little crack or a little, I don't know, chip of the paint or whatever. But you can still live in the house. So they made me feel like, holy shit, I just bought a piece of crap for all this money,
No,
and
but if
nobody's willing
if
to
if
rent
you
it.
if you're a landlord, you have to take care of your tenants.
No, no, of course, of course. And I'm not saying, that I wouldn't, but I'm just saying they would point out some things that I would think, or I would say it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Me as
no,
the
but a crack
homeowner,
in the windows is huge.
I mean, a crack this big in a corner.
You never know. As a tenant, I would ask for that.
Uh,
If it's like a little
I
hole,
guess, I
if it's a
guess,
hole in the screen, something like that, then that's fine.
I guess I've come from some underprivileged areas, I guess, that the fact that I would just have a roof over my head and I can like the way that I look at it is like, how many times am I gonna stare at the window? How many times am I gonna get close to that window? How many times is that window gonna open? In reality, we never open windows here in Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe whenever we get a little bit cold, right? That we just like open up the window a little bit. But
Hmm.
other than that, I just think farther than like, for example, people that say, "Oh, this is a small backyard." How much time are you spending in the backyard? Did you like the house? Did you like the space? Do you like the area? I understand that everybody has their own different taste and
The
whatnot.
biggest thing is when somebody tells me that they just care about the what the outside of the house looks like.
Oh, just the facade.
When in the when in reality you're gonna live inside of the house.
Yeah.
Who cares about what the outside looks like?
You're not even gonna look at it. It's like when we were talking about putting the
Like
Christmas
it could
lights,
look beautiful on the outside, and
but you won't see it.
the inside could look horrible.
But you won't see it.
But if the outside looked good, they love it.
But you won't see it. It's like we were talking about. We were putting the Christmas lights up, and we're like, "Oh, this looks pretty and all," but we don't get to enjoy
Yeah.
it. Other people get to enjoy
We
it.
put the lights for the first time this last December, and it was like, okay, this is cool and all, but I want to be the one to see the
Right.
lights.
It's like we rather see the lights. We rather see the decoration. So who knows? Next year we might decorate inside.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's like small things like that I would say that I would maybe overlook. I guess. I think you answered this one already. If you were confident when you got laid off from your corporate job, like were you? I guess because you were doing both, right? At one point, you were doing real estate and
Both,
corporate.
yeah. I never closed any deals while working corporate part time.
Okay, so I guess my question was: were you confident as a realtor during that time that you were kind of doing both?
Oh hell no!
Like, did you have the confidence as a
Hell
realtor?
no! Because being part, I feel like real estate is one of those things that you have to do full time. A lot of people say that they could do part time, but I feel like you need to do full time because there's
It's
so
a lot.
much,
It's a lot to learn.
and you only learn with experience, and you only learn with putting in time and work and messing up and getting back up and keep trying. And I feel like no, I was not confident when I was doing it part time.
Yeah, no, and you, like you said, like you're giving your equity to somebody that is doing this part time, that works full time at Target or does
Yeah.
something else.
If
That their
it's,
full attention is on something else.
I just feel like if this is, and I'm not to knock anybody, because I feel like everybody starts somewhere.
Right.
Like, a lot of people have dreams and they are doing this part-time while they're doing something else that pays the bills, and that's perfect. But make sure that within that part-time that you're doing real estate, you're putting in the work and reading and taking all the
Learning.
classes and learning and actually learning, not just to do this to
Getting
make a commission, to
designations.
make a check, because it's not going to go good for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it just for the check.
Yeah. And if
And
you're doing it just
unfortunately,
for the check, then this is not for
you'll
you.
do it. You'll do it for a little bit, but it won't last long. You won't make a business out of it like we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to build a business here. We're trying to change things how they're normally done. You know, and that's why we sit here, we talk, and we share these stories, because
Mhm.
we've been there. We've been buyers. You know, we've been sellers. We have been investors. Like right now, I'm invested in my own property. You know, we want to do flips. We want to do other things. So we instead of working in real estate, we're immersed in the world of real estate, like
Yeah,
24/7.
we practice what we preach.
Yeah. So when it comes to, you know, hiring the right agent, I would always hire the person who's doing it the most. Just because if I was gonna use the same analogy on a surgery, I would want the doctor and the surgeon who has had the most surgeries and the most successful surgeries versus the one that has just started.
And I wouldn't base it on years of experience, because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of realtors that they're very cocky and they're like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 15 years," but when you look at the numbers don't lie.
Right.
So you have to go with somebody who is experienced, but at the same time has helped clients, and the numbers show, like,
Yeah.
that not only the numbers, but that their clients are happy.
That
The reviews,
that
the
their clients
reviews
are making money. Yeah, not them. They can make money anywhere.
Yeah,
But
that
are their
their
clients making
clients.
money?
You know how good a realtor is by their clients. If their clients are making educated decisions, they're making money when they're selling, they're making smart investments, then you know that they're good realtor.
Right. And you know, a good realtor would take all those pieces, kind of put them together, and if they can't come together, he'll build a plan to kind of make them go together in the future.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But I have seen some new realtors that are even better realtors than older realtors.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like what they stand for. Are they
Right.
ethical? Are
Right.
they hungry? Or, you know,
do the right thing.
do they
at
do
all
the
times.
right thing?
Now, the next question: was there a moment, you as a realtor, when you thought that you were confident in something, and then something even scarier came about next? That you were like, oh, shoot, like I was scared. Now I went through this, boom, I'm confident if I go through it again, but then something completely different came about, and you're like, holy shit, I gotta go through this again.
I would say,
man, girl,
the first time I have more soda. I would say the first time that I had to that I went on a listing presentation. A listing presentation is when you're actually, sitting down with a potential seller and you're telling them the numbers and you're like breaking it down for them. But when you're new, I think this is one of the most terrifying things that you could do on your own, because you've never done it before.
So you were like, okay, I'm scared of, like, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do this real estate thing and get my first deal. Did you get your first deal and then you got a listing appointment?
Yeah, I got my first deal wasn't a listing appointment.
No, that's what I'm saying. You got your first deal,
and then I got a.
So that was like, oh, now I'm confident because I can do this.
I thought, yeah. So my first
like,
deal was like, oh my god, I did it. That's it. But then I went to my first, because working with buyers is very, very different than working with sellers. Working with sellers is another ball field. So it was very,
I guess it will be scary,
challenging, because I was just trying to remember everything and trying to like say things the right way. And
I think
and then actually deliver on what I promised. It's like
Right.
a politician. Like I could do this, and
Right.
that, but am
But
I
you gotta
gonna
deliver.
deliver it?
Yeah.
And the way you deliver it is when they actually close and they
Right.
get the amount that you told them they were gonna get,
Right. Because
or more.
anybody can go around your house, take some pictures with their phone, list the house on the MLS, and then just forget about it. And the house will sell. The house will sell because we're in that market. But when you have somebody that sits down and tells you, "Listen, you're gonna make this much money. This is how much we're gonna list it for. This is how much how many, or how this is what we're gonna expect after we list it," and then you actually do all that, and basically it goes to fruition, and actually it gets executed 30 days after that. Like, there's no better satisfaction. There's no better way to celebrate than to with champagne, than to with checks for our sellers and checks for the realtors, because they did what they promised.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it requires a lot of coordination. It requires a lot of knowledge, like you said, like working and putting in the work. It requires a lot of negotiation, because not only you're negotiating with the seller, because the seller obviously wants some specific terms before they list the house. So you gotta make sure that you negotiate with them, but you also gotta negotiate with the listing agent who's gonna be bringing you offers, or any potential buyers that we might be able to bring in for the listing as well, and try to negotiate with them to have the best offer for our seller. So it's a constant. It's a constant
So
thing.
my first listing, I didn't know what the hell I was doing as far as pricing the property. So I had a coach at the moment. So he was the one that helped me price the property. And we sold the house.
Sold it.
But it was not priced properly. It wasn't.
Was your seller upset? Or let me ask you better. What happened that
it was just priced high. It was priced.
So it just sat on the market?
It sat for like 10 extra days than I thought. And pricing is everything. Basically, pricing is everything. And the fact that I had no control over that price, it just went left, and it closed, but it did close for not the price that it was listed for.
Gotcha. So now from that,
and then I look bad, and it's my reputation, and
right.
But then I learned,
and now we do things differently.
Yeah.
Now we do things more strategically.
But this was years ago.
And sometimes,
but these are some of the things that I'm not telling you go list anybody's home and make them lose money on it, but you have to be ready to do things that you don't feel confident about if you want to get to that level.
Yeah. It's like even the snake gets out of their skin every once in a while.
Yeah.
So you have to get out of
your comfort zone. Your comfort zone will kill you.
Normally, outside of the comfort zone, that's when magic happens. When things happen, they don't happen in the commodity of your sofa.
Yeah.
I guess. Do you have any advice of anybody that's scared of jumping into home ownership?
Yeah, I would say that it's completely normal.
Yeah.
You've probably been renting all your life, decades, I don't know, 10, 20 years, wherever you may come from. You may come from a different state. You're used to it. You're used to it, and it's comfortable for you. I would say do your research. Talk to a realtor that you trust. And you might be even closer than you think to buying your home, and not having to rely on your landlord or another landlord, and having to pack and move and change your kid's school and blah blah. It's just too much.
I think the one advice I would tell them is don't disqualify yourself. There's a lot of people out there that are on TikTok or on YouTube or on Facebook, and there's a lot of information out there, and then they start assuming and deducing that they can't qualify for the home, and they disqualify themselves. Instead of actually talking with an agent like ourselves or an agent in your local area that you trust,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell them like, listen, I will. It's 2022. My rent keeps going up. I want to purchase my first home. What do I need to do to get it done? And he or she will sit you down and basically walk you step by step, get you connected with the right people that can get you the home that you want. And it can be possible, but it all, what is it, we only help those who want to be helped and search for the help.
Yeah.
I cannot figure out what you're assuming and what you think is real, what you think is not, when you haven't had the courage to ask. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people, and I include myself in there, that haven't taken the jump to become a homeowner
And
because of the lack of information.
yeah, and some people that have analysis paralysis where they're like overthinking and overthinking and overthinking. And then they overthink and then they're like, oh no, let me sign another lease for 12 months while I think some more. And it's just like you're putting yourself in a bad situation just thinking.
And
Because
you sign
when you're
another lease,
thinking, you're not
doing.
acting, doing, putting in that action. So it's like,
No, and as you think, you're like, oh, I'm gonna continue to save, and I'm gonna continue to wait, or I'm gonna see how it is next year, and then next year comes, and houses have appreciated at least 4 to 5% over that year, and now instead of, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out here, instead of getting a $20,000 down payment for the home that you wanted, now you need a $25,000 home down payment. You need to get an extra 5K. So it's like, the more you wait, the more you lose, unfortunately, because prices are going up.
mm-hmm.
Interest rates now are kind of slowly going up.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck in renting, the only thing that's going to happen to you is either you're going to pay, once the lease is up, you're going to either have to renew it and pay more money for that landlord who's out there probably buying his second, third, fourth, fifth property with your money. Uh, or you can grab your bags, find somewhere else probably cheaper that you can live, and then pay all that money to move out with U-Hauls and first and last and all that deposit stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of decisions that you have to make. It's obviously one of the biggest decisions that people make in their lives, biggest investment that they probably will make.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary, and we understand that. But just know that there's people that care, that actually people that care about you as a person first and foremost, and then care about what we stand for, the Resilient Home Group, Keeping It 100 with Gissel and Victor, or Gissel and Victor whatsoever. Like, we just want to, do good, help the community out, and we just want to,
Educate.
share the knowledge. Yeah, share the success, because I feel like there's enough money for everybody to make in this world. There's enough money for everyone to make in this world, I guess is what I wanted to say. And why not share the knowledge? Like, for example, yesterday when we had our closing with our seller, who would have known that 3 years ago, he would have been told that he can't buy.
Yeah. 3 years ago, he didn't know that he could purchase his house because he didn't have a social security number. He only had an ITIN number. He only has his passport from his country. So I was able to help him purchase his house in 2019. He purchased it for 100 and something. It was
Very,
really,
very
really,
low.
really low. And he made 6 figures
Yeah, he made 6 figures
yesterday just by living in his house for 2 years.
for 2 years, and reaching out to Gissel and letting them know, hey, listen, I wanna sell my house. I want to purchase a new one. What is it that I need to do? We went over there. We were like, bum, 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 bum. This is your plan. Like, when do you want to start? He's like, let's do it next week. Bum, 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 bum. Got things done.
It's crazy.
3 weeks, 3 days later, right after posting the house on the market, boom, offer above asking price with all the favorable terms for him.
Yes.
And 30, I think less than 30 days, or 30 days or less, we closed after that. And then he got a check for 6 digits. All of that because he reached out. All of that because somebody else told him he couldn't.
And he did not make any excuses.
Yeah, they didn't. And that's the thing. Some of us who have more than just an ITIN number, that have, you know, social security, have a stable job, have a family, have
We
you
make
know,
excuses.
and we make excuses. So it's all a matter of what you want to make about it. So if you want to make good about your situation, you'll do good. If you want to make bad about it, you'll do bad. You'll and trust me. It's all about what you want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Any advice for a young lady or man who might be wondering what the realtor life is?
What the realtor life is, like they're considering making the jump
Yeah.
to be a realtor.
Yeah.
I would say if you're like, what is it like? Am I good enough to be a realtor? 10 out of 10 times you are. And who knows? You might be an amazing realtor. So
Right.
I would say just jump. Don't think too much. Just jump. Just go to take the class. They have virtual classes. Virtual classes are not for me, but they have virtual classes if you're into virtual. They have face-to-face classes, which I love face-to-face. I love to sit in the front. I love to take notes, ask 100 questions. But I would say just jump, do it. You're going to mess up, but you're going to have great times. You're going to learn. And I would just say jump.
I'm going to give them this advice. If you think that real estate is like it is on Netflix, like it is on TV, then you're in for a rude awakening, because it is not. It is not all.
It's less like selling Sunset, but more like selling Tampa.
Or you get to do a lot, but you don't
if
sell
that
a lot.
Makes sense.
For those who watch that and know, it will make sense. But it's not just glamour. It's not just commission checks. It's not just closing champagne and good life.
It's being a psychologist, being
a psychologist, being a negotiator, being a friend, being a mentor. You gotta be a husband. I mean, at least in my case, you gotta be a husband too. Like there's so many hats that you have to wear. There's so many hats that you have to wear. No pun intended. But yeah, I think that, you know, if you have that perspective about real estate, then you might join, and it might not be for you because you have the wrong perspective of things, or you might land into a team.
I had the wrong perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we all do, I guess, a little bit, but it all depends on where you land. If you land in a good team or in a good brokerage that will guide you and actually train you and actually tell you what you need to do in order for you to be successful in the real estate world, because ultimately, if their success is based off your success, the brokerage or the team. So if you're successful, then guess what? Your brokerage is successful, your broker is happy, and everybody's happy. So
yeah.
But other than that, let's go ahead and close it out with this new up and coming area that we went ahead and checked it out ourselves. I think it was last week or the week before. It was called Oakland, Florida. So if you guys haven't had a chance to look up the area or know about the area, this is one of the newest up and coming areas in the Central Florida. It's minutes away from Winter Garden, super close from what is Winter Garden downtown, Windermere, Claremont, that west side of Orlando. And right now they're building amazing, beautiful homes. There's different builders out there. So if you guys want more information, obviously we're here to help. And we just posted a video.
Mm-hmm.
It's live on our YouTube. So make sure you guys check it out after we're done here with our live. It's about a new construction in Oakland, Florida. And you guys are going to see a beautiful model home that we showcased. And we would love for you guys to click like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Just let us know what you think about the video. How can we do better? Same thing about our lives. Thank you so much, for joining us every week. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. What can we do better? What we can improve? What you guys like? What you didn't like? Just tell us. We want to know. And then I guess that's pretty much it. For tonight, for Keepin'
That's
100.
pretty much it. Next week we're gonna have a special guest.
We're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna make sure I announce it this week coming up. So you guys are gonna make sure to stay tuned. But for now, We wanted to keep it 100 with you guys. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.
Cheers.